Hey everybody, it's Phone here once again. Hope you're doing well. Today I am rambling about the 1010 Music Blue Box. It is the desktop variety. There is a Eurorack version, but that's not the one I have here today. Today we're dealing with the desktop version, and I'm running my Eurorack into it, if that makes any sense. I want to just give some quick notes, and I think this will also be a little bit different. I'm not going to start with the intro jam. I'm going to build it, and then we'll listen to it together at the end. But the routing for this, we have a drum source, and then a synth voice, and then I am running it out in mono because of the lack of TRS adapters on my part, but you could break that out with a TRS adapter, as you can all of these things. That's just a quick note on like the routing stuff. All of that is going out into my MFD, a Eurorack crossfader, so I can mix back and forth from my voice and that, and then out into a separate Zoom interface that goes into USB-C back in the iPad to record this all. So if that is a little confusing, I'm sorry. I just want to say that this is a Eurorack mix, and everything that happens in here is completely after that, after the chain. So hopefully that clears things up, doesn't make it too confusing. I'll also say one of them, it's hilarious looking at this angle because these 3D printed blanks are like super subtle effect, but on the camera they're like crazy neon. It's kind of hilarious. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Here we are with the Blue Box. What we have is a sequence from the Hermod going into 4 drum voices and a synth voice. It sounds like this. We'll speed that up just a little bit. It's 141 BPM, 140 now. And maybe I'll just talk about the I/O and stuff to get it started off, because I feel like Blue Box has been out for a while. I'm, pretty obscure YouTuber when it comes to things. You probably have been through many here, but we'll talk about the I/O real quick. USB power, which some people had issues with noise. Do watch out for that if that's something that you're concerned about. Again, I'm like the last person to ask about these sort of things. I don't notice them, and I usually send noise into it. That's sort of a joke, but sort of, when things get super distorted, it's hard to hear like a little digital hiss, but keep that in mind if you are super sensitive to that sort of thing. If you're trying to use the Blue Box in a setup for actually creating an album or something, keep that in mind. Whenever it comes to USB powered things or things like this, I really wish we just got a power button. Like this is even like the Moog Taurus doesn't have a power button, and just like, I don't know, having to like unplug it to turn it off seems kind of crazy and finicky to me. USB device in, which can either be for mapping MIDI controllers to parameters on board, or there's a recent update, and this is part of the reason why I got this and part of the reason why I've put this video off for so long. There is USB audio generic device interface that I can connect to the iPad. However, this doesn't come up with the breakout cable. I'll post a picture right now of said breakout cable that I need to get. However, haven't been able to get that yet. I still need to do it. There is 6 TRS inputs, so you can break those out with breakout cables. However, I'll just say maybe this is just my setup and you don't care about any of this. It's already feeling like a bit of a rat's nest coming out of this thing in the desktop variety, with space, a whole row of space above it. Once you start getting in some splitters on top of that, I feel like this thing is just going to become a zoo. But hey, that Teenage Engineering one is even smaller and has breakout cables as well too, I think. So just things to consider, right? You can, if you're sticking everything in mono, then you can very quickly run out of space. 2 outputs, which gets a little finagly for me. I wish that there was a way, and if there's a way, you let me know in the comments. I wish there was a way to use the 2 outputs as a single stereo output instead of having to use a breakout cable, because right now I am actually mixing down to mono, which kind of sucks. I wish I was able to just throw that in without an adapter, because I can't find a freaking adapter at this moment. I know I own probably 100 of the stupid things, but where are they right now? I have no idea. That being said, there's also a headphone aux jack, and that's it for the back panel. You can cue or monitor. You can change your monitor sources. Do you want to listen to the final output, or do you want to do like a DJ style cue and just listen to one? So you could have your whole mix running through the outputs and then just listen to, like, I don't know, a snare or just a single synth voice to like cue it up and make some changes without sending that to the house. In my case, it is literally a house. Anyway, on the front, there's a micro SD. This micro SD is required. You can't use the thing without it because the OS is on there, which also kind of a headache if you wanted to use that without it. However, I did find the recording on here. There's also MIDI I/O. I don't think I would use that, honestly. I'm going to skip over a big section of what the Blue Box can do, to be totally honest, for stuff I just simply don't use, to be blunt, because I'll point that out right now. There's sort of like I don't want to say half-baked, but because like it's full, it's real. There is like multi-track recording, there's multi-track exporting and stuff, but I just feel like that is a level of depth that is like super finicky to try and do here with no mouse, with no, it is touchscreen obviously, but like, I don't know. This is just something that I completely ignored, and maybe it could be fully fleshed out, but I just feel like Blue Box doesn't have to be a DAW, right? So some of that stuff is in there, some of that stuff is really interesting, but wasn't for me. However, I do want to talk real quick, and I don't know if I can actually see my adapter that I was planning to, or that I used to use for this, but I will show a clip of my old pre-channel days where I was just doing Instagram clips, and honestly, I'm filled with nostalgia putting this thing up, because I really loved those days when I could just, I sat down, no audio sync to the camera, just pick up my phone or put it on the tripod or whatever, or iPad, or I don't know, webcam or whatever, film everything with the Blue Box in view, where I'd hit record and hit play, and then I could just sync it up after. The video didn't have to actually send audio into the phone or the camera, whatever. And then just hit record, hit play, do my live jam, my little loop, and at the end of it, hit stop, throw that into iMovie, sync it up. I can just see on the screen where I hit record, sync it up, have your USB or Lightning or whatever I was using at that time to take the SD card file, pull it out, and then just sync it up in iMovie and throw it up on the Instagrams, the interwebs. That was a super sweet, that was like one of my favorite workflows. You didn't have to bounce it to the DAW, you didn't have to record it to, I don't know, and you could do that with like a Zoom recorder or something, right? There's lots of different non-Blue Box devices that are probably even battery powered that did it, but like, I really like that. I really like that. Anyway, jumping back into the Blue Box, let's listen to what we have going on in the one. So you have the mixer view, the track view, the main view, the EQ, and yes, what the crux of this video might just be is, here's the project view and tools. What the crux of this video might just be is, like, I want to point out how powerful it is to have all these tools per channel, which is something you don't get in Eurorack, but there's trade-offs and all these things. So it's been a long while since I've been on here. There's no Creed joke in there, but I just want to go through and make our first jam together because it's been a minute. On here we have volume, so if you see the pink sides, these 4 encoders will line up to those. So see, top left is 5, top right is 7. I don't have anything going in 7, but there it is. I'm gonna do that. You can select gain, and I found with Eurorack levels, you just have to take the gain all the way down. It's not line level, 20 dBs of, I guess it's like a pad, pull that all the way down. Solo, can I solo 1? So here's my kick on track 1. Maybe this is a good thing. We'll just run through this and demonstrate all of them. Kick. This is Tim Pleggio for some FM snare action. 3. This is Percon's voice for just a little bit of bloopy, perky stuff. Track 4 is Ericsson's clap. And then we have Qubit Surface. I just wanted some like percussive-y stuff for a synth voice because we want to focus on bringing all these things out. Okay, that sounds good to me. Take my solo off. There's also performance mutes, and I think you can map all of this to MIDI too, which would be really sweet. One more bass drop. Now. Okay, and then record. So you have to arm everything if you want to record it, but we'll arm everything just to, you know, do everything. When I was doing this in my aforementioned Instagram video example, I was always just recording the master. No mixing down. You can mix down, you can get individual stems if you should want, but I feel like there's probably better options more suited for that. I just like the form factor and the simplicity of taking that master output is where the Blue Box really shines, so that's what I always did with that, but everybody's going to have different uses for it, right? So what you do get in here is pan, and we're in mono, so I'm not going to do any panning. Just heads up. Effects 1 and 2. The Q I'm not going to demonstrate because you get a mix down right now, but again, if you want to use that DJ example, send yourself some stuff too. Different routing, and you can also loop back if you wanted to. That's something I did try, sending effects. Just sending everything in the submix to the data bender, that's all on there. I don't think I'm going to get into this today or in this video because I can get super long, but just note that those options are on there. And I think there is also a difference between the Eurorack and the desktop version in terms of what you can loop back without taking it out of the whole output, but I need to check up on that as well. So let's keep moving. What I wanted to do is EQ. So we have a bunch of EQ options. You can zoom into the full screen. We got track 1 selected, and I think you can do multiple tracks. No, not at the same time. So if I want to just kind of boost the low end here, I'll select this one. And you're going to quickly see how clueless I am in... Oops, hello, I didn't want to move that over there. I have never worked in the DAW. I am not a trained recording engineer, as many of the commenters have pointed out. So, do forgive me. And I think, okay, how do I switch through these without... I feel like the touchscreen was not the way to do this. You want to... Okay, so this is type. Like your slope, your frequency. How do I change? A, okay. I feel like I want these all to be in param, right? Because we get lots, so we'll just... Yeah, I like that. There's also some, like, filtering options almost, you know? Or performance ones, I should say. I can hear the producers in the audience screaming about, what are you doing to your kick? So this is our perky voice. So we'll go over and just do a little bit of mid punch-in. So we'll do param. Bring that over here. Yeah, actually that sounds nice. Trying to make a little room for our kick, right? I know, I'm the last person who should be doing this stuff, but that's okay. You know, I'm just gonna do a super extreme example because that's what we're here for. We want to demonstrate the EQ. We're gonna do it. Basically what I'm hoping to do is leave some space for our other things. So maybe we want low cut on that one, and I'll use, wow, 2 of the bands. Can you imagine? Okay, let's go into param. Yeah, and then I'm thinking, so that's all of them EQ'd, I like that. I think my voice needs to go a little louder for the 5th one. Let's turn this up a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds nice. Okay, we did EQ. Now time for effects. So effects 1, you can change the type, I believe. Maybe this has to be Does this have to be? No, it can be anything. Wow, there's a lot of effects. Maybe we'll just demonstrate them all real quick. Wow, they're deep. Okay. So let's do channel 5. You send it by going over here. I'll send the effects 1. Maybe there is a reason for the MIDI because you can sync your delays to the master clock. That would be useful. That's delay. I'm not gonna do all of these in super depth. I'm looking at the reverb now. Actually, this isn't effect 1, this is effect 2. So maybe we will do that then. Let's go back to track. We'll take effect 1 off. We'll go into effect. We'll hit A, no, B. And then we're changing effect 2. Just boost that up a little bit. Track. Just make that ridiculously wet. And these are alright. I don't think anyone's hoping for or expecting, maybe hoping for, but I don't think anyone's expecting like earth-changing reverbs. It's just to give your mix a little bit of space, but it does that quite well. So here's the reverb. So now if I go back to my mix, it's our track, we'll take off solo. And then we will add some reverb to my kicks. Maybe we'll add a little reverb to everything, just a hair, but lots to the kick, and then a little bit of delay to everything. And I know, I can hear y'all saying already, you would die in the DAW, and you would be right. Yeah. And then, I do believe there's a master compressor as well, unless I'm wrong. Which it might be. Oh, here we go. We got, whoa, performance tools. That's fun. I might be thinking of the black box that has that master compressor, but if there is one, you let me know in the comments. I feel like that would be really nice here. Where is it? Nope, not there. Effects? No. Edit? No, this is the, yeah. Nope. Mixer? No. Where is that compressor? Maybe you have to sacrifice one of your effects for it. Let's do a different reverb. And then we'll jam this one out to play us out. So, that's Blue Box. I think it's definitely one to consider, but I hope I pointed out things that you might want to avoid it, or reasons you might want to avoid it as well. If you are very committed to the DAW-less lifestyle, then hey, I think Blue Box is an awesome option, and I don't know if this is enough to replace my vortices, but then I can already see situations where I want to do sub-mixes in the rack and then send those to the Blue Box, and that would be a good use of it. But just hopefully give you some idea of pros and cons of this one. It's also like, as much as it's nice to have stuff in the rack, you know, you get to save some rack space too. You don't always have to give up that space. I like having a blank filled spot on my huge case to, I don't know, mix it up with different things. That the Blue Box can go there, or the Floating Knobs Cuisine can go there, or, you know, you don't have to permanently affix that evolving sort of things like the Blue Box could fill out. So anyway, I'm Tafoni. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and let's listen to this jam.